Alabama's WVUA News at 10 with your award-winning news team. John Huddleston, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. In 3 weeks, a statewide ban on texting while driving will officially take effect. State lawmakers say the ban comes after new statistics were released. In tonight's top story, WVUA's Daniel Sparkman takes a look at the numbers and what the penalties are should you break the new law.
It takes an average of 300 feet and more than 5 seconds to stop a car traveling at 60 miles per hour. On average, it takes 5 seconds to read a text message. So if you're texting while driving, it could take you more than 10 seconds to stop your car. By that time, you would have traveled the length of 2 football fields.
To sit and type 3 words on a phone takes a driver's eyes off of the road and put other people, including the driver, in harm's way.
The statistics are clear. Reaction time is 12% slower when intoxicated, 21% slower when on drugs, and 35% slower when texting, meaning drivers are 23 times more likely to wreck while driving and texting. Governor Bentley signed the bill into law back in May, and now State Representative Bill Poole says this law is necessary to keep Alabamians safe.
The purpose is not to tell people what they can and can't do, but it is to protect the public safety of people on our roadways.
If you're caught, police can pull you over. The first offense will cost you $25, the second $50, and $75 for your third. And those violations could affect your insurance.
However, it's important to note that any violation does go on your driving record, and therefore it will be seen by an insurance company and could impact insurance premiums and rates.
In Tuscaloosa, Daniel Sparkman, WVUA News.
And the law takes effect on Wednesday, August 1st. Rain and high winds blew through the area earlier today. Trees and power lines were reported down all across West Alabama. This tree fell across Colonial Drive right outside our building. There were approximately 9,000 people in West Alabama that lost power today. Well, things have calmed down considerably. Let's get a first check on Alabama's home team forecast. For that, here's Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hi, Richard.
Hey, John, good Tuesday evening to you. What a mess this afternoon. Strong straight line winds across much of the area. Things are much more calm right now. In fact, Home Team Interactive Radar, no rain happening south at Anniston, Birmingham, and Tuscaloosa, but still some rain across the Tennessee Valley from Haleyville, Hamilton points north. A little light to moderate rain happening, mainly again across Tennessee Valley tonight. I think many of us stay dry, but certainly some hefty thunderstorms across the area. Some severe storms making their way from southwest northeast this afternoon, this evening. Again, things quiet now, but more showers and storms could be likely over the coming days. So if you didn't see much rain today, you've got a good chance of rain and storms for our Wednesday. We're talking about a 70% chance. 4 o'clock, 90 degrees. But what about that weekend forecast? How long is the rain going to stick around? Home team weather is coming up.
All right, Richard, seeing a little bit. Tuscaloosa city leaders are happy with the early success of the Tuscaloosa River Market, but is that same success causing growing pains with the infrastructure surrounding it? WVUA's Travis Leader takes a look at whether the city needs to improve its parking around the river market and the road conditions for drivers.
The Tuscaloosa City Council is debating on traffic and public safety improvements near the river market on Jack Warner Parkway.
What we want to do is make sure we do the things necessary to make it safe and have great, comfortable access to the farmers market.
The problem for the city now is whether they fix the roads now or wait for later.
The call for these improvements at this time seems premature when, in fact, we have planned and programmed in fiscal year 2014 a major rehabilitation of the entire Jack Warner cross section from Gillswood to the railroad trestles.
Griffin says because these traffic concerns happen during isolated times in the week, there may be other solutions besides construction projects.
It would make much more sense to manage those special event traffic issues with personnel or additional signing or guidance to those people and hold on making those physical improvements.
Mayor Maddox says parking isn't the biggest concern at the moment.
I think the parking is close to where we need it to be. It's access into the parking at certain times.
So the city believes these minor headaches will be relieved when the city begins its major road overhaul.
You'll notice that there are a lot of dips and dives. The road has become uneven. There's been differential settlement over time. You'll have to remember that this highway was built in 1968.
The Parkway project could begin as soon as next year. In Tuscaloosa, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
And Griffin says the Jack Warner Parkway project is needed not only because of the road deterioration, but also because of the increased traffic flow from the other riverfront developments. The man accused of killing 3 people at a party in Auburn wants the state to pay for a private investigator to help him prepare for his case. An attorney for Monta Leonard filed a request for the state to provide up to $7,500 to hire an investigator. The filing claimed Leonard cannot afford it. His attorneys also want the state to pay for other expert help they may need to make sure he gets a fair trial. Leonard is charged with 3 capital murder charges and 2 assault charges. He has a preliminary hearing tomorrow. The Bryant Museum says they are running out of space to put trophies, and they have made a video to prove it. That was Jack Blankenship. You may remember him from his famous Face. The video was made by the University of Alabama's production house. Ken Gaddy with the Bryant Museum said they made the video with the intent to poke fun at themselves because they do have so many trophies. Gaddy says it's also good promotion for the museum.
I was waiting on Taylor Watson, our curator, to get off the phone one day, and this trophy was sitting next to his phone. And when he got off the phone, I said, "We got so many trophies, we don't know what to do with them." So that was kind of the spark for this idea.
Good problem to have. All you can see, all those trophies at the Bryant Museum. They are open every day from 9 to 4. For more information, you can contact the Bryant Museum at 205-348-4668. AL.com has released their list of the top 10 most unusual Alabama high school mascots. And with nearly 1,000 votes, the Highland Home Flying Squadron came in first place, receiving 29% of the total votes. 2 schools also made the list. The Holt Ironmen took 5th place, and the Paul W. Bryant Stampede took 7th. Others that made the list included the Sidney Lanier Poets, Alabama School for the Deaf Silent Warriors, and the Arab Knights. University of Alabama officials will interview Dr. Guy Bailey Wednesday for the position of university president. He is the lone finalist for the job and is currently serving in the same capacity at Texas Tech University. Bailey has spent much of his time at Lubbock making changes to improve the school, but now it's time for him to make a personal change as he prepares to interview for his dream job. Nicole Garza, station KJTV, shows us what Bailey has accomplished as a Red Raider and what he might bring to the capstone.
For Dr. Guy Bailey, the only colors more natural than red and black are crimson and white. The University of Alabama regarding Texas Tech's president as a leading candidate by a wide margin, calling him one of their best and brightest graduates.
Being able to return to his home state and alma mater is a wonderful opportunity that not all presidents get the chance to experience.
He started his trek in Lubbock back in August of 2008. Prior to that, he was chancellor at the University of Missouri, Kansas City.
Those close to Bailey know the Alabama presidency is his dream job. Many would say Texas Tech is the next best thing.
Dr. Bailey's wife, Jan, and her parents, both graduates of Texas Tech University. And so to come here was a wonderful part of their family legacy to be a part of this institution's growth and development.
Growth, a top priority for Bailey from the start. Enrollment numbers were shattered in the fall of 2009 with a total count of more than 30,000 students. The school saw nothing but increases in the years to follow, with an enrollment of 32,327 in the fall of 2012. Upholding transparency, this reporter was once part of an organization that assisted with campus recruiting, working closely with Bailey and his staff. Enrollment, however, was only a small part of Bailey's plan to elevate Tech to National Research University status.
You know, when that program was announced and House Bill 51 was passed just a couple of years ago, there were many people saying it will take Tech 10 years to make it. We did it in 2.
We'll look back on all of this and say, wow, what a special period of time in the history of this.